right? I still think Organized Chaos should be pretty dominant here, but something to point out about this matchup is that obviously these guys haven't played against each other yet. This is their first time meeting in CL so far. The flip side of it, right, is that neither of these teams, well, Organized Chaos has played Bank once in the first week in their very first matchup against Albad. They won 7-3, 4 defense rounds and 3 attack rounds. Elevate haven't played Bank yet, and Organized Chaos haven't played Bank since then. So this might be a pretty interesting matchup. It was a Glaz and a Maestro ban from Organized Chaos the last time that they went to Bank. It might be the same.
Yeah, Hibana's a pretty common operator to get banned out here. One operator I would really like to see get banned is going to be Kaid, just because provides so much deniability for the attackers. And unfortunately, Art's game has crashed, so we'll be having a rehost moving on through at the end of the operator bans. Just unfortunate timing for that to happen, but we'll have the 4 operators out of the way. They're going to be Glaz, Hibana, Echo, and Maestro. So fortunately for Organized Chaos, they'll have a Kaid to work with. And if you've paid a lot of attention to how Organized Chaos plays on Bank, they really rely on Art to utilize that Kaid. And he's had some really good plays with Kaid on Bank. I think we casted it earlier. I think it might have been in the 3rd game that we casted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah. 3rd game.
Yeah, it was a Playday 2 match number 1. I think it was Organized Chaos versus Disrupt, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Disrupt. I don't remember who, but it was Organized Chaos for sure. And I just remember Art really utilizing that DMR shotgun. So
yeah. So
this plays out.
I mean, the bans are pretty typical for Bank so far, right? Glaz makes a lot of sense as a ban, so does Maestro. It kind of does remove like kind of a part of the game when you take 2 kind of counters out of the equation against each other. There's gonna be an Echo pretty much every single round, which means there's probably gonna be a lot of IQ usage coming out from the attack. Could be interesting, right? Is if one team decided to push really heavy garage, right? So like normally teams are holding garage with either the Echo or the Maestro. They put the Maestro at the backside of garage and all the Echo just like on top of ambulance or something like that. And they leave it there. You have the intel, you have what you want there, and you can just kind of play around that quite well. But you know, it's much easier to do with an Echo drone than it is to deal with a Maestro cam. But maybe in some situations of that kind of basement defense, right, where you can put the Echo drone underneath the desk and it's basically impossible to get it from there, right? And you have to wait until it comes up.
Yeah. Normally teams on attack, from what we've seen throughout this season, whenever they push garage.
Sorry, my bad. Isn't Echo banned?
Yeah, Glaz, Hibana, Echo, and Maestro. So both a lot of a lot of information off the board, but that still leaves Kaid up on to play as well. Organized Chaos will most likely run him through every single defense round. I wouldn't be surprised. Art, like I was mentioning before, really has worked with a lot of practice on that DMR shotgun.
You're really very committed to that he's going to destroy people with this DMR
I mean, it's just from experience, from what we've seen. He's been pretty good use with that shotgun, and just because mostly just because it's Kaid. You know, he has 2 ACOGs on both of his primary and secondary weapons, so really hard to stop if you're not accurate.
Something that I really noticed about so like OC, we haven't seen them play Bank yet during the main season, but during the qualifiers they did play it against let me think. They played against Tune Squad in their second map. They beat them 7-0 in Clubhouse and played Bank. I think they beat them 7-3 during the qualifier, during the closed qualifier. So like OC have this like really aggressive playstyle, and especially you see a lot of Merc like doing a lot of roaming, doing a lot of rotating, doing a lot of flanks. If Elevate let Merc just run away with it like he normally does on those flanks, it's gonna end very badly for Elevate.
Yeah, Arc, like we were talking about before, he's a really big breakout star for Organized Chaos. His stats really back up his game.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Fultz, right? And he's like top of the game right now, top highest KD, highest cost, and things like that. But right below him is Merc. And what's interesting to note, actually, according to CGG's rating statistic, where it goes in with a bunch of stuff, it's a very complicated equation. Merc actually has a very slightly higher rating than Fultz.
Yeah, I think it was by 0.02, if I'm not mistaken.
0.01.
0.01, yeah. So they're really neck and neck in their ratings. You know, throughout the season, we've seen Merc just absolutely decimate team. And the Monty pick will actually be coming out from Rich on Elevate, so see how Elevate manages to do these runs.
I think Merc has the best entry statistic in CL. He has 19 opening kills and 7 opening deaths, so he's normally the guy who's getting the opening pick in rounds.
That's insane. If you're able to do that in Challenger League, oh my god, that speaks a lot of volumes. I think Merc's trying to set up an ADS on the wall, trying to find a vault prompt.
Essentially, I think you can get it just on the corner if you're crouched. To just take a little bit of listening to. But you see, the Thunder has already opened up just above onto the blue stairs here and holding it down. There's no Ella or anything like that. It's going to be kind of hard for you to actually hold on to this, but it looks like it's going to be Art who is going to be playing to the bottom of the blue server stairs and see what he can do. But that's kind of an aggressive position for a smoke to play.
Yeah, you're finally going to have Rich moving on through into sewers. Merc will be playing at the bottom of the main stairs. And Thunder holding the cross with Oasis and Art playing around each other. They'll elect to just give up server, let the attackers have control of that, but they've already wasted over a minute 15. So this is really well right now for Organized Chaos and stopping the attacker. We'll have Rich just kind of being a distraction over on the doorway.
This is just a really typical setup coming up from OC, especially with having the pulse here. I mean, they know exactly all the info that's coming out. I kind of would like to see a Thatcher coming out from the attack. Just like, there's so much to deal with here, like Thatcher, right? And also on top of that, if you're disabling that pulse, it allows you to go for the plant. And I think that's something that a lot of CL level teams, they just don't do. They don't even, like, think about trying to deal with this pulse using a Thatcher. So, you really see that counter shot going down too well, but 1 minute left to go on the clock. And still see all 5 operators up from both sides, but all roaming potential is being completely eliminated by Elevate.
Yeah, I'm not exactly too sure where Z Thunder is situated right now. Trying to go up for a flank, but he'll be droned out, so that'll force him to stop. Valkyrie Cam is still in use. I'm a bit surprised as to why Nog hasn't come around to get rid of those cams, but that's going to be Profit going for a plant already. With those toxic babes coming on through, be really difficult for the plant to come on out. Bolt's on the C4 now, utilizing that to try and stop the plant. Another toxic babe will come on through, and this is going to be really bad now for Elevate. They need to start something going with the only smokes coming out from Rich. Really bad.
Nitro. Oh no! It just clutches the back of Profit as Pixel picks up a double kill. However, no Pixel wants a Fultz, and it's now a 4v2 situation. Looking too good. Merc going to try and rotate out as Oasis is still playing around the red holes. He's going to try and run up and try and deny the plant. The Monty's there, but no, he can't! Oh my god! Oasis with the double kill to deny the plant, and he'll win the round!
Why are you moving as Montaigne? Protect your planter.
Come on, Rich.
Oh my gosh. That is...
Oh no.
I'm
what
in
a play from Oasis. Oh my
I'm
god.
in absolute disbelief right now that he just let that happen. He just gave him absolute access, 100% free real estate. Shoot the back of Profit. What? Why? That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. So let's just dial it back a little bit. We are going to go now into a staff room and open area as we see how that's going to work out. 40 seconds of the preparation phase left. And we'll see exactly how OC want to set this up. I really like a staff open area defense. I think we actually saw them do the similar thing when they played a bank the first time. So, and yeah, like the mirror setup is really, really good here. So like the normal just play both mirrors in kitchen, facing in onto like archives in the open area, and then you know open up archives wall from admin, and like just play around archives very aggressively. So like, this is what OC had done before. This isn't really anything new from their side. Elevate should expect this.
Yeah. If they've done VOD review, they know that Organized Chaos likes to play a bit unorthodox. Normally, you would see teams move over into Color's archive site, but with the coaches of Brycer and Ghosty, they've been doing a lot of serious work in preparation for this season, and you know, it really speaks volumes on how great the coaching has been for Organized Chaos.
Yeah, the prep work has been pretty good from them, but I think the disadvantage they have going through into this is Elevate hasn't played Bank during the season. So maybe like there's two ways to look at it, right? They don't have any info on how Elevate are going to play Bank during the season play day. And on top of that, they might not even expect it to go to Bank in the first place, by the way the fans went.
Yeah. Already a minute moving on through, but Jeremy's going to take the head off of Thunder, but Pixel gets a trade onto Merc, so one big fragger down for the other, and Jeremy lit up to about 70 HP now, so a lot of soft destruction dead, but you still have Rich. Hopefully he has the shotgun in pocket. See how this plays on out for the rest of Organized Chaos as Gurmy will elect to drop down through.
Yeah, he's going to go for that safe rotate all the way down, but Elevate have pretty good map control right now, and they have decent coverage. They've lost their heavy soft creature of the hook. That's going to kind of mitigate this upstairs control that they've now got. But they do still have that Jackal shotgun, and I'm hoping IQ has breaching charges that she really ought to have. Yeah, so that's good. So there's still like loads of soft attrition on the board here. Thermite charges are going to go onto the hatches, and like this heavy vertical play should actually work out quite well for Elevate. They have got a pick on the board, but they've also had a pick themselves. But oh, Faults with the Nitro is going to eliminate Rich, and this is all of a sudden not looking too good for Elevate.
No, it's not. You still, I mean, granted, you have Pixel on 1 HP, so it's almost in the 2v4 situation, if given Pixel's current health situation. But with Thunder and Rich off the board, both of your soft destructors are dead, and a Jackal off the board as well. No tracking will be coming on out, but Nog already moving on through into the bomb sites. Getting a bit interesting with 30 seconds left to play out.
Yeah, it is a bit interesting indeed. Gurmy's still playing pretty aggressively, however, on this backside, as Faults picks up yet another kill. Profits out of it. Now not looking too good for Elevate. All this 4v2 situation, but Nog does have control of the site, but not anymore, as Faults will shut him down with his third kill of the round, and it's all down to Pixel in a 1v4 glitch situation. But no, Gurmy is going to see him and take him down, and Organized Chaos will take round number 2. Much better from Organized Chaos that time. That first round was a bit dicey, but it seemed pretty clear that like, Elevate had the right idea of what they wanted to do, but they just had absolutely 0 picks on that vertical play.
Yeah, also one thing to note that Nog wasn't around to try and scan out for the Valkyrie cams. He had one sitting inside of stocks that was giving a lot of information, and really the key factor into why Faults got that C4 pick. Also, one thing that really shouldn't have happened was Thunder losing that gunfight when he was above trying to take down Gurmy. So those two factors pretty much set the rest of the round's tone, but finally we'll be seeing a Pulse getting traded out for a Kaid. This will be round number 3, moving on upstairs into Executive Lounge. So with Nog on the IQ, hopefully he'll be able to take down those Artila Electric Laws.
You know what I'm looking at here?
What's up?
I'm looking at Alt, I'm looking at Kaid, I'm looking at CEO. Do you remember the last time that we saw this in the R-Bada game? It was the very first week of CL. Where Art clutched a 3v1 as Kaid in the back of the console. The back of CEO, sorry.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was talking about right before the match started. The one thing I was really putting out all the praise was Art just absolutely mastered everything.
Let's hype Art more up here. He's 0-1 right now, and like if he's not getting a 3K in this round, I don't know what he's doing on Kaid.
I don't know either, but hopefully he'll be able to step it up. He really hasn't seen a whole lot of action. He's just seen one person and died to that person, so you can't really fault him for that.
But I mean, Kaid's a great utility pick here. I mean, Kaid's so good here. So he gets 2 electric claws, so he can deny both these balls of electric claws, and then he has 2 impacts, so he can deny them again. And yeah, there's like one operator has so much denial potential here, and there's no Thatcher for the attack.
Pixel starting
Yikes.
things off very well, taking the head off of Merc, and Thunder will eliminate Fultz 5v3 in the first 35 seconds.
Yeah, so
Absolutely crazy.
absolutely crazy indeed. It's now a 3v5 all of a sudden, but we still have Art on the board, so it's not all over yet. As still playing around on a conference room to see what he can do to peek it out, but Elevate have gained a lot of early control. Having the Maverick here as well is really going to make it much easier to push through onto this east side of the Skylight take, as Dog picks up Oasis. And yeah, this is just looking horrific for OC right now. They've lost so much control. They've lost so many operators. But we've seen Elevate throw before, quite hard. So it might happen again. Who knows?
Yeah, that's very true. 5v2, but you know, you still have Thunder on the board. Thunder's known not to throw, but Art goes big with a headshot on the Nog. That's off the window. Anytime he's stepping up with Jeremy, whole life pop it up to about 50 HP. Jeremy swinging on through, not able to find any kind of damage onto Pix one side of the opposite banana hallway. Minute 25 left to play out.
Yeah, still a 4v2 though. There's still plenty of time for the attackers to make their move, but there's still plenty of time for Organized Chaos to try and deny them. There's nothing really running down too much yet. As Art peeks it out, but almost goes down. Oh my god, they know where he is now. What? Art through the smoke gets the headshot onto Reach. That is not good at all, but Prophet does plant the diffuser down, and Pixel takes up Art. Gurmy gonna refrag. Now a 2v1 situation. Trying to see where the diffuser has gone down. 2v1 was too good for Gurmy. He sees one. He takes down Prophet. It's all down to Pixel to try and bring this in. But he has the diffuser down. He's sitting on Banana and seeing what he can do. Gurmy just trying to push around. Lightly he sees him, but he can't take him down. Pixel will eliminate Gurmy. It's going to be Elevate who take round number 3 and their very first attack round on back.
That frag that Art got through the smoke, holy smokes. Oh my god.
Also, I want to point out that that was a 5v2 into a 1v1.
Yeah, very well played out coming out from Art and Gurmy. Fortunately, Gurmy not able to find that 3k that was necessary to propel the lead into a 3-0, and that'll finally give Elevate the boost that they hopefully need to move on. Pixel leading the charge at 6-1. That line, 2 frags per round for Pixel.
Yeah, no, really looking good for Pixel so far. And on the Maverick as well, doing a great job for himself. Rich back on the Monty, not sure about that. But we are going to be going through for another basement defense at OC, which they should have lost. I think everyone can agree. They should have lost this round.
Yeah, they should have definitely lost that round, but due to the fact, I don't know if Rich just had a lapse in his brain activity or
let's just move on. I think Rich has had enough of the heat today. Okay, yeah. Chat. Let's just lay off Rich. He's a good player. He can bring himself back now. He's playing the Monty. He has the opportunity to redeem himself now. And it was a great attack from Element to start with. They had a lot of early control. They had a lot of great picks. I mean, Pixel went in there and got a 2k. And that was basically secured the round at that point. Merc, however, was still in this kind of like weird place where he was like playing on main stairs. But this time, OC is going to be much more aggressive hold coming out from them around Archives Tellers.
Yeah, so moving on now, since the bomb site will be in Archives Tellers. Actually, no, the bomb site is in downstairs. I'm dumb.
Yeah,
I can't see on my wear glasses.
You get glasses, yeah.
Already first 30 seconds have passed on through. Oasis back on the pulse. Also gonna be playing gold, but pretty sure he's gonna be playing around server, trying to get the information with Art like they did last time.
I really like the mirror strategy here, right? So they put a mirror upstairs. I don't really think you need a mirror. Like, you only need one downstairs, right? Like, you can play it like... There's loads of different ways to play the mirror here, but like that second mirror is always going to go somewhere different. Like, the garage is not really people when we really need it there. There's a lot of different things you can do. Losing this mirror really doesn't, you don't really lose much for it. Like, there's nowhere else it really would have gone that would have been that much more useful. So it just forces the room clears, wasting time.
Yeah. Speaking of wasting time, we've already gone through almost half of the fourth round already. I'm not exactly too sure where Merc and Bolts have rotated on through. The Art will be playing up top of blue stairs now. Nog already moving on through. Merc will be situated inside of archives, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Nog going for a peek, but Fultz gets the first pick onto Profit. Hard Breacher dead. That's a huge impact frag because they haven't even been able to get the wall open. Merc and Fultz will drop down at the same time.
Bro, like,
that's Fultz.
They're doing it at the same time, right? And the wall was open.
Yeah, really bad awareness and adaptation coming out from Elevate, but
I think like Elevate aren't catching up quick enough to try and like remove this, but this is yeah, I mean OC have had a really successful roam game. I mean, as you said, they took out the Thermite, let your hard breacher down early on, and this is not looking good at all for Elevate. They've lost a lot of control. They're slowing down quite a lot. They don't have any picks yet. They really need to try and get to the site and do some picks. They do still have the Monte on the board. And the Monte could be the saving grace here. But Thunder just go down to Gurmy's pistol, moves all the way down, but he doesn't see the shotgun, just moves straight into his face with Merc. Now it's a 2v5. Rich holding on where he can. Nog is in the site. He takes one down. And Merc just playing very patiently, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. He finds one. It's all down to Rich in a 1v4, but no, he can't find one. Gurmy takes him down, and Organized Chaos will find their 4th round.
I don't agree with the Montagne pick coming out from Elevate. I really think that it should be like maybe a Capitao thing.
They 6-picked off the Jackal, right? The problem is they were doing a really heavy like roam strategy, and you've removed your Jackal. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I think that Rich should just give up on the Montagne and just focus on Jackal. Hopefully, that's exactly what he does coming on out, given that he is on Jackal currently, but there is still the 6-pick phase to work with, so given that he's got a check mark on his name, he'll keep on the Jackal and listen to what we're saying, hopefully telepathically.
Hopefully. But we'll see how it goes down. As we move to round number 5, it's going to be another staff open area defense. Elevate should really know what to expect. This was a really bad round for them.
Yeah, it was a really, really bad round. They didn't take out anybody when they tried to attack this site. It was a very clean, flawless round coming out for Organized Chaos. I don't know if Elevate's bank strategies are just well thought out, or not well thought out, I should say, but well planned out. And just the unexpectedness and complex strategies that are coming out from Organized Chaos are a bit too much for Elevate to compute. But you know, Bank I think is a pretty balanced map, but so far it's been pretty defender-sided.
It has pretty defender-sided. I mean, that's just Bank. That's just how it goes, no matter where, no matter how you cut it, right? No matter what the bans are, it tends to be pretty defender-sided no matter what happens. But OC, again, with the same strategy they did last time. I mean, this is pretty typical, and OC did it when they played against our bad. So Elevate should be expecting this, but I'm not sure what Elevate are really doing to affect this. Like, they had great vertical control last time, but they had 0 picks.
Yeah, the last time that they were up here, Zithander was the first one to fall to Gurmy, so that put a really big dent into their attack strategy. Art giving away his position, shooting the shotgun through those archives walls. They're above, maybe Gurmy can find one, but Nog's already pushing on through into Tellers, moving on the opposite side of Gurmy. And he's going to be the first one to fall. Nog not aware at all. He'll instantly be traded out by Pixel inside of the lone office. Thunder goes big, taking down Art. The duo roams from Gurmy and Art will be put to rest, but Merc be on a solo, unexpected, unorthodox roam down beneath inside of CCT.
The information game from Elevate has been really poor through this entire game so far, and this is something you cannot allow Organized Chaos to get away with. They constantly play around that heavy aggression and a heavy roam game coming through, and it just doesn't end well for them at all. So drones coming out now from Elevate, as they do have vertical play control, as the nade starts to come through into the site, but there's an ADS there, and it's going to catch the frag grenade of Zithander. This is really not looking good at all, as there we go, Merc on the roam is going to take out Z Thunder and finds another one. Merc with a great headshot finds the head of Rich and has managed to single-handedly turn this into a 2v3 situation. And still holding down where he can, but there we go. Profit finally going to refrag. Does it back into a 2v2 and evens the scoreboard out. Tries to find another one. Profit hitting his shots. This is not looking good. Fultz managed to get the hell out of there. We should get back to his mirror window. No, he's actually going to still play very, very aggressively, as Pixel does have that Maverick blowtorch still. Could make his way into the site. He's still going to deal with that mirror window, which Oasis is waiting for him behind.
Mirror strategy is really tough, but for some reason, Oasis is going to peek on through, toss up a Toxic Babe, puts Organized Chaos in a really bad spot. I don't even think he needed to do that. The Prophet's going to go ahead and drop on through. Fultz on the other side of the wall. In open area, 2 seconds left to play out. Coming on big. Fultz with 2 headshots onto Elevate. Prophet and Pixel fall. Organized Chaos find their 4th round. Absolutely insane fashion. And Fultz shows why he's one of the top players inside of the North American Challenger League.
There's some sentiments going around in the chat right now that Organized Chaos can get slightly lucky sometimes. Again, that is really just... I mean, it was still kind of poor from Elevate side, having just both people drop down admin. Like, as I said as well, the active information isn't amazing at the moment. They seem to be dying to people they don't know that are there, they're not looking at. They haven't set up for trades in an amazing way, and they've allowed Merc to get away with flanks quite a lot. So, yeah, not looking too good for them, but at the same time, Organized Chaos have won a lot of rounds they really shouldn't have won. I mean, there's been a lot of very, very, very close rounds.
No, and that's another really incredible round that'll be a very big, giant wad of money going into Fultz's pocket. So, really interesting rounds that have been happening. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd round that Organized Chaos has won that should have never gone in their favor. I'm not too sure if it's just lack of coordination or just the timing that's happening with the peaks that comes out from Organized Chaos. But Elevate looking really lost on their attacks. I'm not too sure if Rich is utilizing that IMAX on the Jackal. So if he's not utilizing the Jackal, then why is he bringing the tracker if he's not going to be doing his job, you know? Like, granted, we also had 2 people from Elevate peek on through over at the Skylight Square, and Merc got 2 free frags before falling to Profit. So, you know, it's just been a really weird series so far.
Weird is definitely one way to call it, but don't forget as well, this is one of OC's best maps. They have a 100% win rate on it so far. Even though they've only played it once, they still have a 100% win rate on this map. And they did pretty well during the qualifiers on this map as well. So, this is always going to be a map that's going to be pretty good for OC. And I think that, though, if Elevate win this round, right, 4-2 scoreline, honestly, not that bad going into the second half of Bank. Like, I think you'd be not happy with that, but pretty content. But at 5-1, I think the game's kind of over at that point, honestly.
Yeah, 5-1, leading into attacks. Organized Chaos, an absolutely insane attacking team. So, if Elevate doesn't find something to work with after this round and go into a 2-4 split, I really think that it's going to be all said and done. Already, that's going to be Art going for an early peak. Nog missing the shots, unfortunately.
He's getting thrown in ahead of himself here, and it's Art still playing around conference, does still have this mirror window available to himself. That's Gamey just staying down here on the site, just chilling out where he can. The free fire is going out from Art. Not going to find the kill just yet. He's playing pretty aggressively around here, and I do like this kind of aggressive peeking strategy. Just trying to get in a quick early pick where he can, but Nog won't let him have it and sends him flying through the wall with a headshot. And so we go, Art is going to go down, and they lose quite a lot of control with it. But Oasis in the site, and he goes Rich as Pixel instantly traded it onto Merc. So now, 4v3 situation, Elevate looking like in a much better position than they were last time. Not looking too good now, though, as Gurmy is going to peek out onto Pixel, and that's the Maverick down. So that's a pretty big pick, but there's no Bandit. There's no, like, hard reach now, so Thermite can still get over this wall. It kind of depends on the push that they want to go for.
Nog taking the head off of Gurmy very swiftly. 2v3 now. But Nog and Thunder on a little bit of low HP. Prophet the only one with full health. Oasis will be sitting on the south side. Archive with Z Thunder up above. He's not in the right spot to take down Oasis. 5 seconds will be having to come up very soon now. Thunder now in a good spot to work with. He's directly below Oasis. He's not going to be able to find him. 20 seconds left to play out. Utilizing these buck holes to move on through, but Oasis takes down Prophet. Diffuser dead. Bolts finds another. It's all up to Z Thunder. Can he find another clutch to work with? Less than 10 seconds left to play out. He moves on through. That's going to be Oasis finding another pick onto Thunder. Organized Chaos will move on 5-1 against Elevate. Things are not looking good over on the attacking side for this Red Rebellion.
Beautifully done from Organized Chaos so far, and yeah, said beautifully done. And this is kind of all said and done at this point. A 5-1 scoreline. I really don't see Elevate coming back from this, but we now are going to see them on the defense. And I don't think there's any question that this is going to be pretty defender-sided. I didn't think this defender-sided though, but Elevate have made a huge amount of mistakes during their attack rounds. There's been pretty poor drone work coming on. There's been times where there's been drones just there and no one is on them. And yeah, they've just been like walking into situations where they just don't know where people are, and they're just getting killed from angles where they're not having any control. So going into the second half, maybe it's going to be easier for Elevate to play off of intel on a defense situation than it would be on an attack. But OC have looked pretty solid throughout the series so far, and Fultz just leading the charge there. 8-2 score kills.
If Fultz IGLing, top fragging, one thing that you really don't see a whole lot of. Absolutely insane amount of fragging potential, but so far on Elevate, it's really just been Pixel and Nog carrying the team throughout this entire matchup. As we've said time and time again, Rainbow Six Siege is a team effort. Unfortunately, 3 members of Elevate are not really able to kind of pull their weight so far, at least on the attacking side, but again, we'll be moving on to defense now. And I think that Elevate might try to have something happen moving on to this next round. If they don't find anything going, it'll mean that Organized Chaos has a tie in their favor at the time being, so it's looking really bad right now for Elevate. I think that wall might be bugged for Pixel because he can't seem to get it open.
It's kind of hard to open up walls with this shotgun sometimes. It's kind of weird, but yeah, very aggressive strategy coming out from Elevate so far. I'm kind of surprised to see them do something like this, although I like it. This is kind of reminiscent of what Liquid used to do with this site during season 8 of LATAM. They kind of held this quite heavily in a way. Not this exactly because Kaed wasn't in the game then, but in a similar fashion where you open up these hatches and you can delay a lot of time here, but I still don't really think it's that viable in terms of running it.
Yeah. Already the first minute being burned out, not too much action. The pulse of Prophet has been found out. Meanwhile, Z Thunder will be sitting at the bottom of the blue stairs. Prophet trying to feed information to Thunder as he'll be playing inside a server. Not exactly too sure how the roam strategy was happening out for upstairs, but they've wasted a pretty decent amount of time coming into the next half of this round.
Drones are going to be coming out here from OC and just trying to get control where they can. About halfway into the round, and I'd say they're looking pretty good so far. They managed to clear out a lot of the roamers and get a lot of the control that they needed to do, and they're going to open up the server hatch accordingly and see exactly how they can work with all of this. See the smoke, you're seeing all the way back in the other site on Nog. Seeing what he can do. We still see the pulse coming out. We do see a Thatcher coming out from Fultz, so you could easily stop this pulse scanner, giving that free information. Of course, there's no Maestro, there's no Echo, they're both banned, and there's no Valkyrie or anything like that coming out, so there's really not a lot of information right now. I think there might be a bulletproof.
I think there might be a bulletproof coming out from Rich, yeah. So.
Oh, it's in Garage.
Okay, yeah, so 45 seconds left to play out now. You have Rich on a very tight angle. If Oasis doesn't play this right, he could get picked off very early on. Shots coming out from Rich, they're going to miss though. 35 seconds left to play out. You have Fultz getting taken down from Rich with a nice headshot inside a garage. Diffuser has been down to 25 seconds left to play out. Grimmy will pick that up. The toxic base will be taking down Grimmy's health. He'll be at 1 HP practically. Pixel takes down Oasis. 15 seconds left to play out. 5v3. Grimmy will be down at one of the toxic base. That's Nog with the frag. Diffuser has been down inside the server. Thunder with another all up to Merc in a 1v5, but he'll be taken out by Thunder in a very quick 2K fashion. Elevate finally putting themselves on the board again. stopping the bleeding in its 2-6 fashion.
Much better from Elevate there, but still kind of surprising they didn't really play that heavily off of the intel, but they played very, very aggressively around that. I still feel like Organized Chaos were there, we're trying to find fights that they didn't really need to find, right? That they had a lot of control early on in the round, and they didn't really utilize the time that they had on their side. So it's going to be an awkward situation moving in further through into round number 8. Organized Chaos still, however, with a pretty comfortable lead. They can afford to lose that round.
I don't know why I said 6-2 fashion. I meant to say 5-2, but match point hasn't been found out just yet. But once again, I think that it's just due to the fact that defense is so heavily favored on most maps. It could just be that Elevate isn't that good with their attacks, at least on Bank. They're good with their attacks on other maps such as Clubhouse. But I'm not too sure if they, in scrims in practice, if they've actually managed to play Bank all that much.
So, moving further through into round number 8. See exactly how it is going to go down and see what Elevate want to do here. And I'm going to guess it's going to be like the default conference mirrors. The fact that they've not reinforced the area yet, it seems to be kind of a late setup, the mirrors.
Round number 8 will be starting out. The mirror not being banned is a bit surprising, to say the least. Or, yeah, she's normally really pretty much banned mirror on Bank. Her gadgets are just able to give out so much information to the defenders, and trying to push an attacker, especially in the league like Challenger League, things can be really tough if you don't know how to deal with it. But Nog will be on cams now, spectating on through the lobby. A drone coming out from Gurney, spotting out the bulletproof camera, and if Nog plays his cards right with the information that he'll be getting here, could find himself with a frag already. Moving on up into the lobby, he'll be getting super aggressive. I don't know if Gurney's droned him out, but there's 3 members of Organized Chaos sitting now inside of ATMs. Pixel will be there to back him up. Pings are coming on out, but on Repel, that's going to be Oasis taking down Nog, and just like that, Pixel will be forced to retreat away.
I don't understand why Nog is playing there, but it's going to be Merc who picks up a double kill all the way from outside of Giants as Rich and Pixel are out of it. And now it's a 5v2 situation. Z Thunder and Prophet, last ones remaining on the board for Elevate. They cannot win this round. I do not see them win the game, but oh my god, the white peak onto Banana does manage to find Fault, but Gurmy is just going to shut down Z Thunder, but couldn't do any more damage, and Gurmy finds yet another. There goes Prophet, and Organized Chaos will take round number 8. What was Nog doing there?
I think just the poor timing from Oasis on Repel really foiled his plan there. He was just trying to time his moment to strike, because as you saw, there was pings coming out onto the Hibana of Faults sitting inside of ATMs. There's 2 people sitting right there. So if Nog manages to swing around and find that pick onto the Hibana and maybe find himself another pick, I think it was the Thatcher sitting inside of ATMs right behind him. But unfortunately, you know, just the great timing coming out from Oasis on Repel was able to foil the plans. Merc comes in, I think, from stocks, finds himself an easy 2k onto the dock and the pulse, but you know, a very poor round coming out from Elevate, and I think that would have turned out differently had Nog just made a full send on through ATMs. If he dies, he dies. If he gets some frags and dies, you know, he's at least traded out. But he manages to, you know, take some people with him to the grave.
If he dies, he dies. But moving into staff open area once again, and we are going to see pretty much the same strategy coming out here from Elevate as we did see. Well, I mean, it's not quite the same because they reinforced the right side rather than the left side here, where Prophet is. They normally reinforce the left and you open up the archives wall. Maybe implying that they're not going to hold archives. No, they are. They just open the rotate, so I'm not sure. I don't really necessarily agree with doing it on this side, honestly.
Yeah. That last round was really interesting, but you know, just the coordination coming out from Organized Chaos was really well done, and that puts them now, at least they secured the tie. needs to secure the tie to move on through. But already we're going to have Art moving around over by, I think it was Park Alley, over at the window, so.
Yeah. Nog promotes the Kyle, it seems, after his interesting performance on Strand. But it is 6-2, not looking too good for Elevate. They're going to have to be a mountain to climb, but they are at the top of the mountain, so they have a lot of experience climbing mountains, I should say.
Yeah, that Red Rebellion with the red mountains on the logo. Experience, but interestingly enough, they left one of the stock hatches soft, so that'll give Gary free real estate to open up that hatch, move on through. Meanwhile, Merc holding a tight angle above on the skylight stairs. A Valkyrie camera will be able to spot out Art upstairs inside a janitor. How the information is given out with the angle that Z Thunder has here. This could be really bad news for Art upstairs.
Could be interesting indeed, as we see a lot of upstairs control now achieved from Organized Chaos as Gomi moves through onto Banana, hops down all the way through, and they now have archive control as well. So again, huge amounts of control really early on for OC. They didn't quite capitalize on that when they attacked basement. Hopefully it's a different story.
Yeah, minute 20 left to play out. So far, it's still 5v5. No one's been found out. That second ping was going to be on Nog on the Kaid, rotating downstairs. Meanwhile, Thunder's still below, but Nog is going to be the first one to fall to Gurmy sitting inside of Tellers. Coming up those stairs, Merc finds a second off the Prophet, trying to find a third. Actually, he does on the Prophet, Rich. Moving around, going to be Pixel paying the price. Thunder finds another onto Gurmy, 1v4 now. But Art is there for the shutdown, and that'll be a 7-2 victory in favor of Organized Chaos.
Great game coming out from Organized Chaos. Some very interesting defense rounds from their side, but they were doing pretty clinically on the attack. And yeah, very well deserved victory. Elevate, definitely some things to have to go over with that particular matchup. That really was not good from their side, and their attacks were very, very, very sloppy. That I don't really think there's anything really more to say about that. Like, they made so many mistakes, and OC capitalized on it beautifully, especially in that very first round with a great clutch from Oasis to deny the plant.
Yeah, really well played out from Organized Chaos, and Elevate needs to go back to the drawing board with Bandit and Lojax, the two primary coaches for Elevate. Unfortunately, they were not coming in well prepared for this matchup. Hopefully, they'll be able to work the Kings out for their next matchup, who I think is going to be over on Stokes TV. So
yes, it is.
You guys can catch Elevate on their next matchup over on Stokes TV.
Vicious Gaming.
Yeah, it'll be vicious. So that'll be a really good matchup to see. Both very talented teams.
Yeah, and that'll be at 11 p.m. Eastern. But the next matchup that is going to come up here, I believe, is going to be Disruptor versus Sonics. That's going to be Sonics' final game of the day, and also Disrupt's final game of the day. So we'll see how they work out and how that goes down. We'll be back in just a few moments with Disruptor versus Sonics. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.